All right. All right. How's everybody feeling tonight? How's everybody doing out there? Boy, do we have a lot to cover. How about that news on Grand Theft Auto 6 on the pre-orders coming out for June 25th on that news? How about that, huh? Aren't you excited? I know I am. Finally, Rockstar dropping the news, dropping the logo. Finally, they released that, and now we're going to get that information on the 25th, including that I seen, and I was on my Facebook earlier today, and I honestly ended up seeing that they are preparing to also drop the information for trailer 3 of the details of gameplay for Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, it might not be a guarantee, so I'm not going to just, you know, say it. I put it up there. This is just a speculation. This is just me guessing on it. But I do have a feeling if they've already revealed this news of the logo and basically the pre-order at this rate as it's going, and if they see this popularity and how much it's taking off, then I see them at least dropping that information for the third trailer. Because they're going to build the hype. They know this game is going to sell like gangbusters. They know everybody out there is going to buy it. Everybody's going to get it. Anybody that can afford to get it is going to get it. Because as long as we've all been waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out, I know that there is no way they're going to be short of sales. The sale charts are going to go through the roof. And why? Because they've made people wait for so long. Now, in a way, you know, it was a good thing a little bit in a way because they made us wait like they did. Because here's my take on the time they made us wait. Okay? GTA has been such this huge mega game, alright, open world game. And if you see how many patch updates they've had to do for Grand Theft Auto 5 over time and stuff like that, okay, if you remember how many updates they've done to that game in retrospect, alright, they've done a ton, if not more. So they probably were saying to themselves, okay, we've had to update this game over and over again. So we're not going to do the same with Grand Theft Auto 6. If we're going to end up making GTA 6, we are going to do this, but we are going to make sure that this game is going to be like none other. We're going to make sure this game is going to be polished. We're going to make it look good. We're going to make it look so awesome that people are going to be stunned, you know. So I think that's why they took the time with this one, why they are taking all of the detail, all the time with making it, all the time looking into everything as they're doing it, making sure that everything goes down to just this like finer detail. So by the time the product is fully done and polished, when they release it, we are in for a shock. Because Rockstar wants to blow people away this time. Take-Two Interactive is with them. I didn't think 2K26, WWE 2K26, came out as a 3-star game. Okay? I looked at the graphics of that. And when I seen what they did with that, I was saying to myself, I'm like, okay, how is this going to look? How are the graphics going to be? I mean, I looked at videos, I looked at screenshots, I looked at the detail before I even bought it. But when I played it firsthand, the first time I played it, I seen how awesome it was playing it for the first time. And I was like, whoa. Yeah, they made this one even cooler. So, just the fact that Take-Two Interactive done that well on that game, I could tell they took time with it. That they worked on it and made it even better than any wrestling game before it. 2K25, they also did good with it. But in the universe mode, it just lacked the, how do I say it? The promos, the promos where you can hear the wrestlers talk on the mic and stuff and actually cut their promos with a voice. I've always loved listening to the wrestlers cutting their promos with a voice. In every game, or every part of a game in wrestling, like listening to the wrestler cut his promo was the best part about playing those wrestling games. Even when you played the older ones, like Stone Cold Steve Austin taunting D-Generation X in the older wrestling games before he ended up dropping that crane bomb on D-Generation X's bus. I don't know if you remember that years ago, if anybody's played the older wrestling games. But if you remember how awesome those were, those brought memories back for me. So GTA 6, they're wanting to do that where it's going to blow us away. So that's why they're taking time with this. Because of the investors that they have on board, they want to make sure that when they bring us this game, that they're not just going to bring a game, but they're going to bring the best, the largest, and most massive, awesome game to us. A game that's never been, is going to feel like no other Grand Theft Auto. Like no other GTA game in history. That's what I'm looking forward to. Because it's their 6th iteration in the series. So, from what I've been hearing so far, what I've paid attention to and seeing online, that they are not sparing no expense, folks. They are not sparing no expense with us. They have been working hard for these past few years on making it. They have been really putting finer detail. Now that's how I look at GTA 6. I'm excited for the pre-orders, to really know what's going on or price-wise or whatever, but I'll be looking forward to these things and being excited for it at the time that it's going to drop like everyone else will. So that's pretty much how I'm feeling right there when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6. The other stuff, like Division 3, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. Now, when I looked at the graphics for that and everything they're doing for that, it's cool that they're only going to do this for this gen only. I heard it's going to be for this gen only, but I don't know if that's true. But from what I heard, it's supposed to be. And the graphics for Modern Warfare 4 look really good. Like, they do look really good. So, I'm not expecting anything less right there from that at all. So, and that's turning out to be a good game in its own right. Let's see, what else was I thinking about too? Now, the scenario even too about Gears E-Day here. I know there's people that are thinking about how much of the budget, about the Gears E-Day budget. Now, here's the thing. The budget on Gears E-Day, yeah, it's a big budget. But when you think about how old Gears E-Day is and how far back Gears E-Day goes, okay? Gears E-Day goes all the way back quite a few years. So the reason why for the big budget is they wanted to make this game so much better than the other iterations of Gears. So they basically explained it in a way that I understood it a little bit, because they wanted to remake this game, but to bring it to the more design graphics of these systems and the future systems. Because they wanted to make things look even better, run even better. They wanted to design it and bring it to where it was going to be more clean. The details were not going to be gritty. They wanted to get it buffered out to where when you interact within the world, it's going to be a world where buildings can crumble down around you when you battle your enemies and stuff. I mean, to do that kind of stuff, destructive buildings, destructive vehicles, all those physics that go into that. Alright, those vehicle physics, building physics and stuff, in order to design those kind of things within an open world, you have to have a certain level of detail within the game. And you have to have a certain type of an element within that game in order for you to be able to have the physics for buildings to fall down. There has to be a certain design type, and they have to use a certain engine type for that in order to make those possible. Because they did the same thing when it came to Battlefield 6. In order to create destructible environments, you have to do it a particular way, and you have to have your graphics and stuff like that. It has to be designed an entirely different way for the buildings to crumble, the cars to blow up into pieces and stuff. There's like this whole thing that they have to do, and it's not done in a normal way. So the stuff they have to do, it costs a little bit more to do those kinds of things. So I think that's why they exactly had to end up asking for a $4,000 budget, $400,000 budget, because of how far how far they wanted to design this thing and how big they wanted to make it, you know, because they didn't want to make just any character sets. They wanted to bring the characters that already existed. Ugh. Sorry about that. They wanted to make everything in the environment look better than the older Gears games. And they wanted to try to make it as appealing as they could to this generation today. Because this generation today is looking for something that you can have destructible buildings, can be wrecked down or knocked over and stuff like that. I mean, who wouldn't want that in video games? And stuff like that, of course, worlds where you could cause numerous amounts of destruction and stuff like that. You have to have a good budget for all that. You know, in order to design a world like that, you need to have a huge budget. Because you can't design a game like that on a small budget. So, I don't really see anything going wrong as far as Gears E-Day. But I still, in a way, think that they may still have trouble with Gears E-Day. Financially, I'm wondering, you know, like my buddy Mag was, about who is going to actually, like, the sales. I wonder how many people are actually going to buy it. Like, are they going to hit the sales charts with this one? Are they going to be able to really sell Gears E-Day? So I'm going to start a little bit of a poll within here, and I want to just have you guys give your prediction. Now I'm going to ask a question here. Okay, now I have the poll up here in the chat. How many of you on day one will be interested in buying Gears E-Day when it drops? Because I'm curious. Because I know that Gears E-Day is going to be no doubt popular. One, because it's an Xbox exclusive. And I know that Gears E-Day is an awesome game for those that love, battling, and the fact that Gears E-Day has such major history. But I'm curious that how many of you are going to enjoy when Gears finally hits. Because the thing is, I want to know how many of you are actually going to buy it outright that the second the Gears hits, if you're going to buy it outright, or if, because I don't know if it's going to hit Game Pass or not. But with it being an exclusive, I just want to know how many people would just go and buy it straight up. I mean, I love the way they're going so far with the design, the graphical detail, because to me it's looking awesome. But I know that if I had the money, and I was a fan of Gears, I would definitely be purchasing it, but not through Game Pass. I would just purchase it straight up. That's it. That's if I was an actual fan of it. But, I think it's awesome, though. And I hope that they stick with these. And as far as I heard, and all that, through one of the executives at Xbox, is they're sticking with exclusives. They're not making those go anywhere. So no matter what they do at the company, they're not going to have those going anywhere. So they will keep exclusives for us. They are going to make those stay around. They're not getting rid of them. They're not going to wipe them away. Now, mind you, they are going to have to clean the company up because there's a lot of mess that was left, because of harebrained decisions. And we all know that that happens everywhere. That happens in a ton of places. That happens in supermarket chains. It happens in restaurants. It happens everywhere. People get fired or laid off from a job, or it's just everywhere we turn, there's something happening somewhere. So we all know crazy things occur in this world every day. Some of it we don't pay attention to, or some of it we don't even see. You might as well say it's the unseen thing that not all of us see. But yeah, Xbox is going to just clean up, fix it up. And they're saying it's going to be a different Xbox. Well, I'll be waiting to see that. That's for sure. But I will tell you one game I'm definitely going to bet is definitely going to go after: GTA 6. My second game of choice: Division 3. Why? I'm a huge fan of Division. Division 1, Division 2, and I can't wait for Division 3 because that's also another game that I am adding to my collection of games is Division 3, because I have had so much fun when I cruise on Division 2 with people. I have made so many friendships on that game that I am looking forward to seeing what they do with the story over on Division 3. Because what I heard about that game is They are continuing the story, but they are taking us to New York City in Division 3. So we're going to go back to New York to continue the story. We're continuing it in New York City is where we're going to be going back to. And, we'll get new missions there. We're not going to have the same missions, but it's going to be, the same world, same open world, but with different missions and different things to do. That is pretty much what I have found out about Division 3 and what I have been paying attention to as Ubisoft continues to drop news and drop little hints from time to time there. But that even excites me because I'm looking forward to that. So it's making me happy as I see these little details dropping from time to time on Division 3 and stuff. So that's 2 of my games right there. My third game that I've been waiting for, and I know I'm going to be waiting a few years for this one, Hitman 4. I've been a huge fan of the Hitman series by IOI. Now, if anybody knows anything about IOI Interactive and the work they've done, you guys might know them real familiar because they just got done doing 007. The recent 007. Really awesome work. I'm not going to trash them because truthfully, the Hitman series, 1, 2, and 3, and now they're doing a 4th Hitman, I am looking forward to it. Because the story of Hitman, alright, the story of Hitman 4, what they're doing with it a little bit is they are going to make the story a little bit more interactive. And what I mean by interactive is they're going to give you a little bit more choice of how you can go after your targets. So in other words, say you want to go do a hit on somebody, or you're going to go do a hit on a target. You're going to get a little bit more choice of how you're going to go after that target. Now, I don't know if they're going to increase to another level, besides, going all the way up to professional. That I don't know. But all I know is, they are going to change how you can go after your targets a little bit. But it's not going to stop me from wanting that game because the Hitman series, I love how you could take out your targets on the down low, change your outfit, walk right past security or walk right past a guard, and the guard doesn't even know what the heck you just did, and here you are strolling past them, and you're like, you're just like, you don't even know what I did. It's so funny because you can do that and they don't even realize what you just did. If you chucked a guy in a wood chipper, or if you threw him in a locker somewhere, locked up the locker and just left. It's like you could just walk right past and pretend like you didn't do anything at all. That's the thrill of Hitman. That's how fun Hitman games can be. I've seen 007, but it's just, there's only certain games it seems like I can wrap my head around. I don't know if there's people out there that are just the same. Like sometimes you got those games that you can enjoy, that you can wrap your head around. And then there's some games where it's like, bleh. You get these games that are fun and entertaining to you because they have these fun story plots, they have these awesome plots, And then you get these games that are so boring that you're sitting there feeling like you're going to fall asleep. And then all of a sudden something interesting happens. But you perk up and sometimes you mess up and then you die. Yeah, and I hate that too. Like, I've done that to myself where I've been playing a game and I'll drift off a bit and it's too late and then I wake up and I'm dead. And then I'm restarting a level again and I'm like, oh, come on, seriously? Just because I dozed off for 1 second, I already messed up. Oh, crap, I gotta do this all again. But when I was running on Grand Theft Auto 5 online yesterday, now if you guys tune into that, I was running with a lot of different players. And I could tell you that last night I had a blast, a real blast. And for the first time of just going around helping other players out, it was fun. It was fun because it was not boring for me. I was helping a lot of other players. I didn't have to worry about a scenario where if I was going to have to blow another dude up or go into a war. It was like one mission after another mission after another mission and just, going around and actually gaming for once. I was gaming. I was having fun. I was enjoying the game for what it was. And that's what I like. Because if I can go and turn on my system, get on the game, and sit there and actually play it, that's what I like. I don't like a game that if I go on and I play and I'm always having to go into a war with a player on the game. I'm not that type of PvP player all the time. I'm not one of those types that live for the player versus player all the time. I'm not that type of dude. Now, I can understand if there's people that are that type. I mean, if you like PvP, man, I'm not going to pick on you about it. Hey, you like PvP? Cool. I'm just that type of guy that if I'm going to fire up my system or play a game, I'm just not going to go PvP all the time. I just won't go firing PvP all the time. I'm a guy that runs missions. I'm a guy that runs heists and stuff like that. I enjoy doing that sort of thing. But I've been excited lately. And today, Rockstar dropping that news, that bomb with the logo and stuff, I'm excited now. That made me happy to see that. I mean, I knew they were going to give it a little bit of time before they would start releasing anything about it. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming in the pipeline when you think about it. I mean, games coming in July, games coming in August. So we got a lot to be excited for. Lots of games, lots of awesome titles. We're going to see changes in the industry and we're going to see changes in the company. But when you think about everything, Joe, what's up there, Sandwich? Hi, by the way, to you, and I can't wait for it either, man. I have been looking forward to this from the time that they had started trailer 1 and did trailer 2. I have been looking forward to this. I have basically have it set for pre-install whenever they do release it. So it's going in my library, like I said, with my other games, my other two, Division 3, and oh, what was that other one I said? There's two other games that I said. Well, Division 3 and GTA 6 are the two that I'm looking forward to. But I'm also, giving Rockstar a chance because I know that they have a lot to do. And they want to make it the best polished game. I'm sure they're going to. Because as they've seen results, And I think that, yes, it does get better. And I think that they have learned from the mistakes in GTA 5. And I think that's why they're taking more time with GTA 6. Because I believe that they have learned from the mistakes that they have made and the fact that they've had to invest and go back and patch GTA 5 and do all those updates. I think they've actually realized now with GTA 6, we're not doing that. I believe that they have said now, when we release GTA 6, this one is going to be the top game. This one is going to come out, but it is going to come out as the best polished game. Because I believe with this one, they've really learned this time. And I don't think they want to have to go back to patch it over and over again. So that's how I feel. Those are my thoughts on that sandwich. And I remember growing up with the original. I remember the one with, I remember GTA 3 when it was 3. I remember Vice City. Dude, I grew up on the Atari and the regular Nintendo, even the OG Xbox. So sandwich, that's how far I go back. Yeah. So I don't think that is only the reason. I think that a lot of different factors have played a role in why they're making sure this is the best product. Um, they didn't. They haven't been in business this long um, to not learn a thing or two for the years that they've made games, and now that they're in the future, they're going to make sure this is going to be the top of the line game here. So there's this phrase that I've brought up in many streams of mine that now they understand that it's time to either go big or go home. So they know this time it's got to be the big boom. So this time they know that this game has to be the biggest thing they're going to do. This can't be no small time thing now. Now that it's getting into the number 6, it's time to show what they're made of. As far as, being a software company and making as many games as they have, it's time to show everybody that they can make a game that will definitely shock the world and show everybody that they can make a game that nobody's ever seen. So, as far as them buying FiveM, I haven't seen any more on the FiveM servers, honestly, of them doing that. But yeah, Yes, yes, definitely. Because in order for it to last, and I did hear about them trying to have this game being the most lasting game, that, yeah, if it's going to last the next 5 or 10 years, they are going to have to really do the most remarkable things possible in order to get it to that base, that um, self-sustaining uh, model, so that way it can last. Um, yeah, there's a lot that they have, um, that they're doing, to make sure it's going to. But I'm not expecting anything small from Rockstar, because Rockstar North never does anything small. They never do. And I don't know if you've seen the big score that they're doing for GTA 5 online. Um, that last mission they're putting in there. That's another thing too, folks. Don't forget, GTA 5 online. They're doing that one last update called the Big Score. That's another thing. When they do that, that's going to be another cool thing from Rockstar. So we should be grateful for the fact that they have continued to support GTA 5 online and offering things on there as well. See, this is what I mean. Rockstar does not do anything small. They have done things in large scale. And GTA 6 is going to be nothing less. They are going to do this in large scale. So, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for Gears E-Day. I'm excited for anything else that's in the pipeline as far as games coming out. Because we are full of games this year. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 is coming out as well. And that's based in Japan, mind you. I heard that's based in Japan, so. What I heard, and I actually seen it, it's going to be at the Davis Courts. It'll be at Davis Court Center in GTA 5 Online. Now, as far as what it's going to be, like fully what it's going to be, I have no idea. But all I know is it's going to be the Big Score, and it's coming out July 14th. So, yeah, it's coming out July 14th. So, they only showed so much of it, but it's going to be their final update. Because they're going to put their focus toward GTA 6 after this. So, but it's awesome. I mean, everything that they managed to do is really awesome. No, it's not going to be a live event. It's just going to be like an update that they're putting there, like they've been doing. Adding the updates, because it's going to be a heist. It's actually going to be a heist. So it's going to be like, let me put it to you this way. It's going to be like the mansion heist. I don't know if you've done the mansion heist sandwich on GTA 5 Online, but it's going to be like that. It's going to be like the way that the mansion heist was, but it's called The Big Score, and it's going to be done. You can plan, I believe, or do your preparation up at Davis Courts, and then after that, yeah. I heard over 1,000 events are going to be in GTA 6. And then the last thing I heard is the police physics, they're going to be able to use real time to track you down. They're going to have, the police will have license plate readers. They will be able to tape off the crime scene when you rob a store. The pedestrians, if you end up shooting them or threatening them, they will call the cops on you. What I heard as well, oh darn, try to think of what else I heard too. The wanted level will not be as easy to get away from. It'll take you longer to get away from it. You have to switch your clothes, your car. Yeah, there's a lot that's going to go into this. If you don't eat, you'll faint and pass out. To where the medics can come and get you and take you to the hospital. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I only jump on there from time to time for content reasons. A lot of my friends, I say what friends? When you get older and all that, and you become a parent and taking care of a family, you're lucky if you end up talking to anybody that you call your friends. Yeah, so. But anyway, like I said, I mean, there's a lot of cool things that's coming with GTA 6. But of course, I only know so much, like everyone else does. I only just pay attention to what I see from the internet and what I end up getting a hold of. So, that's pretty much what I know about that. And 2K26, now, I really had fun with the wrestling game too. Like, I never thought WWE would be something cool. Yeah, I can understand that, dude. I've had a lot of friends over time. But like I've always gotten told by my friend Mag, who also follows me, he says that the amount of friends that you're going to end up really having is about this many on just one hand. And those are the friends that'll count the most. Like the ones that'll matter. The ones that actually are your real friends. Because real friends don't throw a knife in your back. Real friends don't stab you in the back. Your real friends are the ones that, don't do that. But yeah, I mean, 2K26, I've loved it. That latest one. Because they've changed the physics in it, which, that's pretty cool in itself. I've enjoyed when I've played that because of changes in it. I didn't think also, too, Watch Dogs Legion is another game. The Watch Dogs Legion game. It was done in London. I didn't think I was going to like that game at all. Like, truthfully, I didn't think I was going to like it. I played it. I'm halfway in the middle of that game, and I enjoyed it. I just haven't managed to get back at it again, but I have enjoyed playing it. Well, see, that's awesome, Sandwich. I mean, as long as you got one real friend and someone you know that you can call a friend, that's what matters. Yeah, that's what matters. Yeah, Watch Dogs is an alright game. I can't complain. I beat the first one, the second one, and now the Legion I'm playing. So, and another, like Division 2 is another game that if I get on there and if I get this like Division 2 itch, I could sit there for hours upon hours playing it. I am telling you, Sandwich, if I get that itch, I could sit there until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I've done it before. And trust me, I've done it before. I actually got yelled at by the old lady. I'm telling you, dude. I stayed up real late one night and the old lady's yelling at me. She's like, "Are you going to bed yet?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to bed yet. I'm not tired yet." Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the fact that you give me a compliment like that, because, you know, I mean, I just basically, a lot of the games I play are story related. I like story related and third person games. That's what I like. You know, I'm more into the story and third person games. Always been into that. I've always enjoyed those. I have played first person shooters from time to time. I've dabbled in playing those at times. But I can't get addicted to those as much as playing third person. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I can't get hooked to those as much as as much as playing the third person shooters, third person looter shooters and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I mean, the first person looter shooters, no, I can't really get hooked on those. But you give me a good, third person looter shooter game, and I will sit there and I will play that sucker for hours. For hours, man. I mean, when I was a teenager, I used to game all night and sleep all day. But here's the thing I could say about gaming. Alright? Honestly. This is just about gaming completely. Alright? What I love about gaming completely is the way that games tell you a story. You know, that's what I like. Is the stories that they do inside of the game. That's where it gets you. Not only the graphics and the design and, you know, what else is in the world, but the stories that it tells. Because how else would you be addicted to a game if the story, the lore of the story did not get you into it? Because the thing of it is, you're going to play it, but how else would you know more about the story unless you played the game further to end up getting the story of it? See, and that's where Rockstar North does well with that. That's where Division 2 does well with that. Division 1 did well with that. Hitman games did well with that. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of games that I can think of where it has told such passionate stories that I could remember. But what I love, yeah, that's what I love about gaming is the stories in those games, you know. Not the games that there's not storytelling. Like, I'm not into the whole fantasy RPG. Um, I'm not into games like that or games that are like the Sims games and stuff. I don't knock anybody else for being into those. I don't judge anyone else. You know, because I believe that there is all types of gamers that exist. You have your gamers that like their fantasy RPG shooters. You have your gamers that like your fantasy RPG. You have your gamers that play the Sims games. You have gamers that like to play the construction games. Oh my goodness. But yeah, there's all types of gamers that are out there. And I want to make sure that this hobby stays around for a long, long time. Years ago, when I first started all of this, and this was way before I got injured in my back. Um, yeah, I even played Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 9 Requiem. I've already aced those. Um, but yeah, I mean, years ago, when I first began this hobby, and I've been doing this for 41 years as a gamer. Hence why my gamer tag is Top Gamer Pro 2025. 41 years at this. Well, years ago, well, not years ago, but at a certain point I got a back injury because I was a construction worker. I was in the construction industry for a portion of my life, and I have arthritis all the way down to the bottom of my spine. So I'm basically partially paralyzed. I have arthritis in my cervical spine and in my lower lumbar. So that's why I do live streaming now. This is my job slash hobby now. When I started this years ago, I would have never ever thought to do this, like to live stream and try to build an audience around YouTube. So this is like my, how do I say it? This is something that helps me out. Yeah, it helps me to have something else that I do. I love doing this as a job, as a hobby. Because video games, man, it's the most awesome thing. You know, most awesome creation that they could have ever come up with. I mean, I remember the days of Dig Dug, Pac-Man, Mario Brothers, playing Space Invaders on my Atari. Escape the Backroom is a great game, by the way. It's becoming a top trending. I've heard of the Backroom game before, but like I said, yeah, I just have my like genre of games. I don't judge anybody that might like those type, but that's just not me, dude. I'm not judging anybody, but yeah, you know. But I love doing YouTube. I'm trying to build my channel further so I can do live streams through my phone or whatever to have people be able to tune in whenever I do gaming. But I'm working slowly. But as I was trying to stay basically to the subject, but years ago, I would have never thought to do this. I would have never thought to make it a career. Because when I was a jack of all trades and doing a lot of different jobs, I would have never thought to make this as a job slash hobby. Because I was doing drywall, I laid brick for a living, I pulled trees over, um, I poured foundation for basements. Um, I've done carpentry. I was a landscaper 2.5 years. I was working at McDonald's as well as a fry cook for almost 2 years. That was before my back got really bad. I said to myself one day, because I was sitting at home, and this was before I met my recent fiance, I said to myself, I'm like, you know, I wish there was some way or something that I could do still that I could make into a job or a career someday. And some people thought it was ridiculous, but I didn't think it was. And I thought about, okay, why don't I start doing my YouTube channel? Why don't I start recording game footage, posting it up on the channel? I'll start doing a live show once a week. So I started doing this and started taking off. I was like, whoa. And now I'm starting to say to myself, I feel like that this is where I was meant to be. I mean, I still at times feel like I still feel like at times that I might be like a little bit ridiculous doing this, and I might not know everything about a lot of subjects. I mean, I learned firsthand. Like everything I've learned firsthand. So you might as well say I've learned firsthand experience, over the years of all the jobs and stuff like that. So that's basically where I've learned. Wow. Well, I appreciate hearing that, honestly, because I've had doubts from time to time. Working on trying to build a community, doing as much as I can, because I'm working off of very little, but I'm managing, and I appreciate that. I appreciate when I get good compliments like that. For as rough as things get to be for me, because each and every day, I'll tell you what, it's a struggle. Just for everyday life for me too. It could be a struggle. But I feel like just doing this every day, I'm in the right place. Because talking about video games, talking about the industry, the changes that they're wanting to make. I mean, the thing is, when I look at Xbox and the way that they made their choices, they could have made better choices. They could have treated their studios better when it was the other management before. I believe Asha Sharma can clean this mess up. And it's only based because of her CEO experience and because the fact that she doesn't really know games well. But if there's one thing this woman knows well, is the CEO experience that she has. After all, she launched Instacart. She has launched Meta. And Meta's responsible for MetaQuest headset, the virtual reality headset. And Meta partnering up with Facebook. So, just the fact of what she's already done, lowering Game Pass, making changes that she's done already. If she's already doing that, she can straighten the mess out. It's going to take time, though. And that's with anything. Tell me what business in this world today that goes to make a change and sometimes has to lay people off. Show me a corporation, show me a business that at times doesn't have to make a decision and sometimes loses employees in the process. Sometimes a business has to break itself down and all that before it improves. It's sad to have to say that to your workers and say, well, sorry, but we have to fix our company. We're going to have to get rid of you for a bit, and it's nothing offensive, but we have to do this because if we don't, we can't better our situation and we can't better our company. So that way, when we have people in our company, we don't have to worry about debt. We don't have to worry about, problems with the company eternally. Because the company's not going to function if it's not 100% together. Xbox has been a company crumbling because of the bad choices that were made. And it's already out there too that how the choices affected Xbox. I mean, it's all out there on the internet about when Phil Spencer was there, how ABK did not want to be a part, like how Activision did not want to be a part of Game Pass, how Bethesda did not want to be a part of Game Pass. Like all that stuff's on the internet about how they did not want to be a part of Game Pass. But yet it was like they were forced into that. They were pushed into that. Even if they didn't want to be. Like there was no respect toward those companies. And that was because of the management at the time. And I'm saying Satya Nadella and Amy Hood. Because a lot of things that people didn't understand is Phil Spencer was pushed into making decisions that they wanted him to make. When you answer to your bosses above you, you have to listen to your bosses above you. Because they're the ones that gave you the budget. He got that budget for ABK because of Satya Nadella and Amy Hood. And they even told him how many times that he could not get any more money after this acquisition. Discord may have been a great move, but Discord don't always benefit everyone. Because nowadays, think about how hard it is to afford anything out there. Things are getting so expensive out there, it's insane. You know, groceries for people. I'm saying groceries for people too. It's so expensive. I remember when I was growing up in the store that you could spend under $100 and fill your grocery cart. Now, now you're lucky if $50 gets you enough groceries. Yeah, and then the investors. That was another thing. Because if they didn't take care of the investors would start barking at them. Because they wanted their cut, their share. So that's the thing. Yeah. But I'm sure that as long as Asha Sharma keeps on the right path of focusing on the damage, that you're going to see a different Xbox. It might not be the same one, but it'll end up being a better one. And what I heard now is something about how, because it's going to be 5 times the price for the stuff to create the console. And here's one thing that my buddy Mag, by the way, giving you a shout out, Mr. Mag, depending on where you're hiding at, LOL. But here's something that Mag reminded me of, and especially this pertains to Sony. Okay? I totally forgot that Sony creates their own hardware. See, out here in New Stanton, Sony has a plant where they create like DVD players, sound bars, and all kinds of things that Sony makes out here. So there's a lot of stuff that Sony can make and create that helps them budget wise. You know? So that's what makes it great for them, because they can make stuff and they can design their own stuff. It kind of cuts the cost down a little bit for them, which makes it nice for Sony. But Xbox, they have to go third party in order to get their stuff for the systems. But Sony, they can make some stuff that makes it a little bit easier on them because of the plants that they have around. So it makes it a little bit easier on their situation for them. So that's where, it's a little bit easier in Sony's situation. But I don't knock any of these companies. Because in any given moment, it could be hard for any of them. Any of them can have a difficult struggle, a difficult time. Because one thing we need to remember, everybody, is this world is not just hard for corporations. It's not just hard for, it's hard for everyone. Supermarkets, people that work at supermarkets helping us to get our food, people that run stores, and people that help us by selling us clothes and stuff like that. Everything that we get are products at these stores. People are working hard to get us these things, and people work hard to sell us these products when we go in the stores. Like, even when we go in these stores like Five Below and Walmart and GameStop and all these places, we need to remember that they work under a lot of corporations, and how hard these corporations can be on people, and just how hard it can be on corporations that have investors that are barking because it's all about, they're worried about their money, their next quick buck. I mean, always remember how hard it can be for these investors, man, or these companies, man. And remember, the workers and the employees that work there, they're the little people. They're like you and me. These are just the people that are working there that have the jobs. These are not the people that answer to the bosses and work for the corp. I mean, these are the people that just get hired to work at the local stores, giving us everything. Like, even think about the people at the restaurants putting these shifts. Whether they're working a night shift or a day shift or whatever shift that these people are working, do not forget about how hard it is for them. They put in that time so they can make money for their loved ones, their families. So never forget that even when these corporations clamp down, it gets hard for them too. It's hard now living in this world today when everything is so expensive. And it's so difficult to stretch the simple dollar anymore. That's why we got to look out for our own wallets. We have to look out for our own budgets. We have to look out for our own selves when we're out there. We have to remember that what we do when we invest, it's up to us to look out. I love these stores. I enjoy when I do get a chance to get out because, my back being so messed up. So I'm grateful when I get a chance to go out to a store, go out and do a little shopping, or go out and see people in the public. If I get a chance to go shopping for a product or something, I love that opportunity just to go out and spend some time out in the public and see people and get maybe an awesome product or something for myself. That chance to do that is just wonderful to me. We live in a great world. It's a difficult world because of all the expenses, and the way that people struggle. But you know what? We all do. And I think we should just remember to treat people a little bit better than we do. Because everybody comes from something difficult in life. We all struggle with something. So, do you know what? I love video games, and I know they're not going anywhere anytime soon. But if you love this channel, you enjoy what I provide, you enjoy what I'm trying to bring, by just simply trying to bring the news and trying to just stand up to make sure that gaming does not go anywhere. I am hoping for the best that Rockstar, or not Rockstar, but I'm hoping for the best that Xbox pulls it together, that they get their stuff right for a change, start making better investments, Satya Nadella and Amy Hood, start making the right choices to benefit yourselves, and not just yourselves, but for the sake of us gamers who put in the time with your product and with your software and hardware. But still, we have to watch out because they're greedy corporations, you know. They're snakes in the grass. So I don't have no fancy soundboard because right now, like I said, I'm on a basic system. So being on a basic system right now doesn't really have all of its advantages. Has some, but hey. You know, like I said, if you like what I bring and you want to help support the channel, if you can click that like button for me, and if you could hit the share as well, and if you really like the channel and you just want to further support it, if you can hit that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate that, because what that does is that gets you further as being a subscriber to my channel, where you can always come in, chat with me, just like you see this person here that chatted with me for a little bit. You can come in, have a conversation with me. It's all cool. You can have a Q&A. We could go back and forth and talk about things. We could talk about video games, what your favorite games are. We could talk about stuff that's going on in the industry. We could just chill for a bit. But I'm excited. Pre-orders are coming up next Thursday, 25th of June. As far as I have seen, we might get trailer 3 by the 25th. I'm crossing my fingers on that one, everybody. I'm hoping that we get trailer 3 by the 25th. I'm really hoping on that one. But if you, just like I said, if you want to help further support the channel, hit and subscribe. I just want to let you know that at any time, if you ever decide to do super chats or give to the channel, all that money that you ever give to this channel goes back to this channel, because what I would ever do with it is take it and make this channel better, get better ways to record my videos, better ways to run this channel, because I'll tell you right now that to run a good channel, like a real good channel, it does take a lot to do it. To keep the lights on and to keep everything going here, it does take a lot to do. I'm doing this on the basic gaming PC, like your just regular gaming computer. But you know what? I still love running the show. I love being interactive with all of you that's in my community that come and support and have conversations with me. I love talking with all of you. I appreciate everybody that comes in, that views, that drops by, even if it's for a couple of minutes. So, yeah, there's been a lot going on, I could say. You know, and from what I've been seeing, we got much more on the way. You know, I don't see this stuff slowing up. Now, as far as what more may be on the horizon, we are not sure yet. But I think that Rockstar dropping that bombshell, that was really big today. I think that was about the biggest thing maybe that happened today for Rockstar. So I'm hoping soon that we do get some news in reference to Division 3, but I'm not sure exactly when we'll hear any news on that. So, but I am hoping soon for that. I will be trying to get another video on the channel. This next video, I'm going to do a Division 2 video. I'm going to try to get that on the channel and try to do that for at least maybe 3, or try for like maybe a 4-hour one. And when I do that, just bear with me, because the way I usually do that is I do that through my phone. Eventually, I'd like to get a camcorder and like a tripod setup eventually, so that's eventually what I'm hoping to do, but that stuff will come eventually. So, working my way up, just working my way up on all this and taking the time I need to be able to do all this, little by little, as they say, chipping away at it little by little. So, but I will try to get a Division 2 video on the channel for at least quite a few hours longer than, probably a little longer than the Grand Theft Auto. It depends on how active Division 2 servers will be. Because sometimes they'll be active, and then sometimes there's a die down period with them. So it's kind of the way it goes sometimes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that that I can think of that I wanted to cover. But I really think that the biggest thing was GTA 6 news. Was the biggest thing I wanted to cover tonight. I also wanted to ask about games going forward, because I want to get audience input about games going forward. If there is any games that you guys really like and that you like seeing, because I have 2K26, I have Watch Dogs Legion, Watch Dogs 2, I have 2K25, 26, and I have other games in my library. I'm just trying to mix things up, and try to bring you guys different games, because I don't want to keep playing like, the same type of a library and have it be boring where you guys are not really having, a different streaming experience. Because I can't see doing that to you guys, So if you guys want to give some input on that, I would appreciate that. So that way I can kind of keep things fresh and switch it up. But yeah, going forward, like I said, I'm going to slowly build up things as I go along. It will take me some time to slowly build up things. But as I'm going along in this channel, if you enjoy what I do bring forward each time when I'm doing my content, I would just appreciate the continued support. But like I said, every time I do these live shows, if you want to come in and have a chat with me, Q&A type of thing, you're more than welcome. Because I'll talk gaming with you and stuff like that. We could talk about different games. We could talk about things in the industry. So But yeah, I mean, how's everybody doing? Yeah, what all have you guys been getting into? Um, Anybody been playing any awesome games out there? You know? But yeah, I know we're like a little under 2 hours here. But I think right here I will cut it for tonight, so I can relax, get some rest, because today I had to have lab work done, so I had to fast for that, and you can imagine what that was like. So I'm going to rest for tonight, but it was nice. I appreciate the views. I appreciate everyone that's dropped by tonight. Thank you very much, Sandwich, for dropping by. It was nice having a conversation with you tonight. For the viewers that tuned in, thank you very much. For those of you that continue to support the channel, keep it up. It's greatly appreciated. We're going to keep doing this, like I said, every Thursday. Come on and tune in. I do drop shorts throughout the week. That's not going to change. I will keep you up to date if there's any further news on GTA 6, or if there's any further news on anything. I will keep an eye on social media about different things, just to let you guys know. If I find anything that you guys might find interesting, I'll try to drop a short on it. But take care, enjoy your summer, have some fun, and also enjoy some awesome games. Take care, y'all. And like I always say at the end of my stream, talk